Susan Lenart. I teach coaching workshops on building products, building, products and building yourself as an artist. I've made a lot of money in my lifetime as an artist, and I just like other artists to be aware of how many opportunities are out there for artists. So I just want to show you a little bit of behind the scenes in the next couple films that I'm going to do for you here. And this is about, I don't have this area finished yet, but I'll show you a whole tour of my studio, but this is my shipping and receiving area. So if you don't know me, know that I ship jewelry from here. I've written a couple books that I ship from here. I ship my gems, beautiful gems that I have hand cut from India, and it's like I'm developing a whole new area. So I used to develop products for the arts and craft world, and that would be including for Hobby Lobby, Michaels, and Joann Fabrics, and I loved it. It's really, really fun to do. So, some of the things that I like to keep in mind for success is going back to the whole theory of Feng Shui. And so that it's, really my whole business is based on new business and how to do new business. The practicality of what we know as Americans, and then bringing in Indian and like Buddhist and Hindu philosophies through, I'm a Kundalini yoga teacher, and I teach just meditations and different things in business, and how we can use all of that to help clear ourselves and make our business stronger and more powerful. And that's what it's all about. So here personally in my studio, this area this weekend, I just went in and really cleared out, and I'm not quite finished yet. But what I did look up was just some ideas on setting this up on Feng Shui. So when your money corner, when you walk in the door of your studio or your home or wherever you're doing business, when you walk in the door, if you look to your far left, the farthest left, that's your money corner. And that's one philosophy. There's a few of them. So, but this is really interesting to me because where that area is my studio space, where I do my inventions and you put things together in that way. So I thought, hey, that's a great area to keep as my money corner. So, so this area is in far left, but I actually have a nice little secluded area here. And when I moved in December, one of the things that I knew, I had to put in this really big shelf that I have over here. This is actually, it's steel. It was the hardest shelf to move, but this is floor to ceiling, and it fit perfectly right on the other side of the wall. And I really wanted this really tall shelf that took us like a week to move, and it took us lifts and machinery and things to get here. So, but I'm really glad it's here because I can literally put in the heaviest material all the way up to the ceiling, and I'm not worried about the strength of it. This one is super strong. So, just talking about this in general, this really helps me out because this eliminates all the clutter in my studio. So I love that. But before I go into detail about like how I set up my studio, I want to tell you that one of the important things for your money area, your shipping area, where I'm shipping, where I'm making money. I came in yesterday and I was like, my desk was shoved all the way back, so there was hardly any room to get through because I love this big open space in front of me. And I realized I have to have more respect for this area where I ship and make money. So I actually pulled it out. You can't see it, but I put in my very expensive Moroccan, my rug that I bought in Morocco is under here. It's hand woven, hand dyed, and I thought, beautiful. We need a beautiful rug like that here. And so what you need to do is have really good lighting, which I think, one of my next steps, I've got my lighting guy coming in like a week or two to put up the rest of my chandeliers, but I'm going to drop a lighting right here, right above the desk, because when you look at your area, really at the basis of Feng Shui is to be able to look at your area and be able to send love to it, be happy about it, love the way it's set up. So the first factor is really making sure that your desk is prominent, that your desk feels good, your lighting is good, you're respecting it in that way. The second thing is clearing the clutter. How do you get the clutter cleared off of your desk? So for me, it's like, oh my gosh, forget it. In my studio, I have a lot of clutter, a lot of things I'm working with. I love looking at all my gems out in the open. I love looking at my tools and having things out like that. Every once in a while I clean, but it really is so nice as an artist and creator, right, to have just a messy desk. But here I'm keeping it super clean. So the only things that I really leave out are ideas that I'm working with right now, and the computer, printer, or label maker, you know, and the weight and different things like that. A couple packages that are ready to ship out. And, you know, just the weight for the gems and a few things like that. But for the most part, and here's where I light my incense in the morning, so I have that out too. Nice little plant is important. So really clearing the clutter. And I mean, I went in and cleared the clutter all over here too, which I'll show. Mindful disposal is the third factor that you want to think about. Things that are no longer needed in your studio. So, you know, some of us, I've been an artist and an inventor, oh my gosh, for 35 years. And I can't tell you the things that I would have been able to accumulate. It's so good to be a thrower awayer or a letting go of, or get it up on Facebook Marketplace and just let things go that you really aren't going to need, because what that does, it gives you all this freedom to bring in the new. You know, when you bring in the new, you get renewal. So, getting rid of the old. Some of the things that I actually really was excited about from my company, Ice Resin, I had to hold on to all my taxes and paperwork for 7 years, you know, afterwards, because things weren't digitally done. I had receipts and all of that. So I put together, oh my gosh, 20 boxes that went to the shredder. And so that was really felt like letting go of that whole company and letting go of the era. And, you know, it helps me to be able to breathe freer. I went in and got rid of old office supplies that I didn't need, old materials, and, you know, anything that I had laying around that I didn't need, I got rid of. I got rid of a big tumbler that I don't think I'll need again. And if I do, I can always bring another newer version in. Usually I don't get rid of tools, but I did that time. So that was number 3, is mindful disposal, which is hard. And, you know, I love, there's beautiful Japanese philosophy where you literally hold the piece in your hand and you make a decision as you breathe in and you say, do I need to keep this in my studio? Breathe in, and when I swing forward, it means yes. So you want to check that with yourself. Moving forward means yes, yes, it does. And when I sway backwards, it means no. So that's a really interesting kind of a Eastern philosophy to use with your own pieces. Like you can, you know, when I stopped, I used to travel and teach a lot, and I traveled all over the world. But when we had COVID and I was finished with that, I literally realized that my life was different and my life was changed. So what I did is my clothing that I loved and had, but I wore layers of clothing that were like, you know, expensive outerwear, and all the way down to jeans and t-shirt when you got to the interior, because I was working with material and I got very dirty. So I was able to let go some of these clothing that I always wore traveling, teaching on the road, and that really started to open up just different ways to live my life, not just traveling and teaching, you know. So okay, one of the other things, so number 5 would be clearing your pathway around your place. So that's exactly what I did that I talked about. I have a beautiful amount of room this way. I can come all the way back and work with things here, all the way around to the other side. So this is nice, where I can get at anything. So clearing the pathway and clearing clutter, I came back to this table right here. This actually is our shipping area. Years ago when I had Ice Resin, I would sell, oh my gosh, we'd sell pallets from my office, pallets of resin that we'd ship all over the world. But I had an expert shipper that came in and just really kind of helped us put together a whole program for what we were shipping, how we were doing it, working with brokers, all of that. And she just wanted the simplest of tables. So I had a beautiful wood table that was probably a little skinnier than this, but maybe longer. This was just a used secondhand piece that I'm in a community space here. So I picked this up out in the hallway. It was in a junk pile, and it actually is so perfect for shipping. This is all you need. So what's laying out is the tissue, and when I get ready to ship, you know, I've got my tapes under here. I've got really this tape gun is what we use all the time. So tape, you know, dispenser, tape gun. And there's just a box here that I have that has all the shipping stuff that I need in it. That has cards and, you know, it has the printing and all that in here. So I just pull this up and I can use it. So everything that I need is under here. So that's what I wanted to also do to clear clutter. We don't need a lot of space here. It's my printer and my internet service. That's it. So also it's like clear the pathway. So a command position for your desk is number 6. So as I talked about, I really wanted to make it more prominent. I pulled it out. I cleaned out all these drawers in the desk, anything that's not necessary that we have not used for a long time. These came out of the desk. I had old files, everything under here. And I have a nice stool back here that you can't see, but I do, you know, to be able to sit and really relax and do the work. You want to make sure you don't have like full garbage cans around and dead things and things that aren't working. That's some of the things that you want to do to make sure that your space is set up nice. So there's a couple things, and I'll show you around over here, but there's a couple things that I plan to do moving forward. One is to bring a chandelier or some lighting down closer right over this desk, you know, to really honor the space, bring in the light. And I'm actually in the middle of a rebrand, which we'll roll out later. Keep your eyes open. Where I'm in, you know, because one of my workshops that I teach is called pathfinding, and it's all about getting into your real passion and your love and finding your direction in business and how to build it out and how to come up with your 5 words and build your photography and your whole brand, you know, around writing and photography and all of this. And it's a beautiful, beautiful workshop. I have some good reviews for it. But the second workshop that I teach is all about building your body of work that comes from your heart and soul. And this is all the new way that you do business. So I work the same way in my office here. So with my new rebrand that I came up with I'm going to actually put a big sign with my brand here. You want to keep signage beautiful and clean, you know, so this is why I have a nice little clean wall that you guys get to see. Next time you see it, there's going to be a beautiful brand poster there. So that'll be pretty cool. Okay. So I have Connie that ships for me, and I love that because she a lot of times works from home and she'll see orders when they come up into our Shopify store, and she'll already get them printed out here. You know, she just works remotely, gets all the labels printed out from her home, gets everything shipped, and then we keep a lot of the pieces in here. A lot of the gems are kept in here. So I'll talk to you a little bit more about our gems in another film, but I have such beautiful gems. Over the course of 10 years, I have been working with gems, and I have been through many. You know, I've been to India. I've looked at so many different gems and dealers and met people, and I really matched well with this beautiful, beautiful small company that makes sure that they cut the gems right for me, you know, so I really enjoy working with them. I'll talk more about that later, but this actually is this bottom drawer. I like to keep this is my book that I wrote. It's on Amazon. They charge you no shipping there. But this, I do some signed copies, just in case, you know, anybody needs to get them. In fact, we just we just had to replenish the Amazon store, so we were out of books at Amazon for a little bit, but they're there now if you're looking for a book, or you can contact me here, but you'll get free shipping from Amazon. And when we do a jewelry drop, we just utilize all these drawers for gems and jewelry, and they're set up here. So in this little container, which I'll bring over, is a beautiful little shopping cart of, you know, I actually bought this. We have a really cool industrial wholesale food place nearby And you can go in there when places go out of business, and I can get gorgeous like railroad carts and, just different carts and baker's trays and things like that you can use, in here. So that's what I'm using here. We can pull it in and out. And I actually don't scrounge around and look for found boxes. I used to many years ago when I shipped, but we have smaller items. So I just, these we use for the gems. We have smaller items. So there's about the biggest box that we normally use. And I just buy them fresh and clean. And so everybody gets, a fresh start with the box, and I don't reuse. So that's easy to get to. When I am shipping jewelry, I had these beautiful, gorgeous, gorgeous muslin bags printed. I had these done in Morocco because I just thought they're beautifully done. And this I send along with jewelry. I really like it's wonderful if you're setting up your Shopify store. It's wonderful to have it's just wonderful to have some beautiful bags or something beautiful that you can put in your packaging. Now look, so in setting up your Shopify store, I'm the one that actually is putting together the product. I'm not so good at thinking about the beautiful sending off package. But I have somebody who works for me who is good with that. So that's always what I like to do in my company, and maybe you do too, for your store. So that's the things I have here. So I'd like to have everything that I need right in this area to just pack and ship so it doesn't take up a lot of my time. I'll use a lot of the strings and fabrics that are right here, and to tie on there if I need to. So on this bottom row I have extra boxes, and I have workshops in my studio sometimes, so I have my materials here, threads, fibers, things like that, easy accessible. I just put all the heaters up higher. We just got finished with the hard winter. I'm in Cleveland, so we just got finished, and I have all my enamel work up top too on the second shelf, because in my head I'm going to be doing enamel in the fall, so I want to get everything cleared and set up for that. And then up top I just have a lot of things that I'm not going to use for a long time, and you guys can't even see that top level, but it's a lot of things that I won't be using in a long time. So it's nice. It's like I just want it nice and roomy and set up nicely. I set up a plant here. Luckily for me, I have a lot of lighting all the way around my studio. So if I put up aloe vera or plants like that, they're going to still get a lot of lighting here. And that helps to enhance really the Feng Shui in my studio, and helps my money and helps my growth. Efficiency, clutterless, and being able to breathe and get around your area, have efficiency, and not a lot of garbage, and not broken things, not broken lights, not broken around around the area. So that's really that's really what you want to do to enhance your studio, and that's what I do too. So anyway, this is my tiny little section here of where I ship. I hope this helped you with your own Shopify or setting up your own ways that you're going to ship and set up your studio, whether it's out of your home or in your basement, or you have a really beautiful space too. So I hope that helped.